Hey, welcome to episode 11 of the best episodes of Credit 101. The original episode for this was actually episode 30 of Credit 101. Again, it's over 200 episodes. It's 206 episodes of Credit 101 to be exact. So make sure you guys definitely check that out. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, or if you guys have the course, leave me a comment within the course and I'll make sure I answer it for you. Now, to me, this is one of the top episodes because we need to understand our rights to an accurate credit report. I know we're not really talking in Credit 101 just about disputing, but this is a big part of credit. If something is not right, you need to know what it is, like, and what's your rights to it. Now, I do have a disclaimer, so let me make sure I read it. And we're going to go over this full, because I actually created a full 40-page, 4 pages guide that you guys need to go over. But I want to go over it all the way with you because this is very, very important. And I'd rather this information be out there for everybody, but download it because I actually have the real statutes on there. And, I'm in school right now. To be a lawyer, I'm working my way to actually being an attorney, be a lawyer. So I actually put the statutes on there for my personal use also. So let me actually read my disclaimer because we gotta make sure I say my disclaimer. I don't want any problems out of anybody. So I am not an attorney, and this guide is not intended to provide legal advice. This summary is for informational purposes only, and you should consult with a legal professional if you need specific advice about your rights. So if you need specific advice about your rights, you need to make sure you contact an attorney. I am not your attorney, okay? So definitely let's go over all these different things because it is a lot. If you guys have questions, put them down below in the comments. And if you guys don't have the Credit 101 course, it's $1 trial to start. Literally go down below in the description and in the comments and get the trial. Go ahead and get the trial for 7 days and stay. It's only $9.99 a month. You have over 40 downloads. This is one of them. And to me, this right here is worth more than $10. So I love, love, love the course. So the first thing is you need to understand that all of our rights are under FCRA, okay? That's the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It provides consumer with several key protections. So we have a right to actually access our credit reports. So we are entitled to request a copy of our credit reports from each of the main 3 credit bureaus every 12 months. But since we have had the 2020 incident, y'all know what I mean, a big bang in 2020, we're still able to get our credit reports every week. So if you've been denied for credit or you face some adverse action, like they gave you higher interest rates on your credit cards, then you're entitled to a copy of your credit reports before that 12 months. So if we go back to that 12 months, just know when you are denied for credit, they're required to give you a copy of that credit report so you can see exactly what's the problems. You don't necessarily have to pay for a copy of your credit reports, okay? We have a right to dispute inaccuracy. So if you do see something is inaccurate on our credit report, the bureaus must investigate our claim, correct or remove any errors within 30 days. So that is one of our rights. If we send them a letter, they got to make sure that they remove this account from the credit reports, correct this account, and they have to do it within 30 days, but they have to respond too. Them not responding is that's not good either. It falls upon that too, that they're not responding because they had to do it within 30 days. We have the right to know when your credit report is used. So we have the right to know when our information is given out, basically, and what is it used for? Is it for a lender, a landlord, employer? So we have a right to know about this. We have a right to be notified of the name of the credit bureau that supplied this report too. And this usually comes from when you apply for a credit card, when you apply for a home, and you apply for a home, we have a right, and they usually gonna put that in our denial to say, hey, we pulled TransUnion, your credit score was 680. They're basically letting you know that at that time too. We have a right to limit access. So we can say who can actually get a copy of our credit report. Everybody just can't get a copy of our credit report. And we can also place a freeze on our credit report. We talked about that within the membership, placing a freeze on your credit report so you can prevent identity theft. These are rights that we have, you guys. And also we had a right to correct negative information. So any negative information on our credit report, we have to write for it. Late payments are usually going to stay on for about 7 years. Collections, 7 years from the date of delinquency. Bankruptcies, 10 years for chapter 7, 7 years for chapter 13. When it comes down to judgments and tax liens, these can no longer be on your credit report. And if these are on your credit report, judgments or tax liens, I gave you guys a free letter within the course. Look in the course and you'll see a copy of the free letter that you guys can use to remove those from your credit reports. But I gave you a free letter, multiple free letters too, for the other accounts like late payments, bankruptcies, collections, charge off. I gave you free letters for that also. But some of the common errors can be our personal information, like our incorrect names, address, social security numbers, accounts that don't belong to us that we didn't even open at all, a duplicate account. So duplicate account, they mean that they have the same account listed more than once. It's double jeopardy, y'all. Like, y'all hitting us twice. That's what I'm thinking about. So accounts that's listed as open when they're actually closed, and vice versa. They got accounts listed as closed, but it's actually open. That's an error. Payments marked as late when they're actually paid on time. Paid or settled collections still showing as unpaid. And again, tax liens, judgments, and bankruptcies reporting incorrectly or listed incorrectly. So that's something. Now, you guys make sure that you guys, if you want to dispute an error, all you have to do is gather all your information, submit a dispute. Well, I necessarily wouldn't suggest us to submit it online, but you could mail a dispute letter. Make sure that you guys check out the dispute letters that we have in the course, and then make sure you guys follow it up and do a CFPB complaint if you have to. If they continue to not remove it, do like I did, sue them. Okay, the simple as that. Get an attorney for that, or just do some of your research. Now, how long could this negative account stay on our credit reports? We kind of already talked about how long they're gonna stay on our credit reports for. So if you deny for any, so if your dispute is denied or they reject it, errors or whatever, then you have a right to reach out to the company that provided this inaccurate information. And that's why I say, like, when you want to talk to a collection company or you want to talk to them about an account that they're disputing, you got to dispute with the credit bureaus first. Once it come back verified, then you can talk to the collection company. That's something that you need to know. And then you have to understand that if the bureau does not correct the issue, then you can add a statement to your credit report. But to me, if they don't correct the issue, I'm not adding no statement, because these companies don't care about statements. They think that it's just all a lie. I'm going to personally sue and get this account deleted, period. So if the credit bureaus fail to resolve the issue, then make sure you file a complaint also with the CFPB. So again, maintain an accurate credit report. Look at your credit reports. We have every year we can get a copy of our credit report for free. You can get a copy of a free credit score too from aura.com/Rickita. They have a 14-day free trial with Aura. And then make sure you just check for errors. As soon as you see errors, just make sure you do something right away about these errors. Do not let these errors just sit on your credit report, because it's going to affect you in the end when you're applying for a credit card. You're not going to get good credit cards. You're not going to get the good 0% APR credit cards for 20 months. You're not going to get stuff like that. You're not going to get credit cards that offer you cash back, no annual fees. You're not getting those cards. So make sure you guys have the best credit score possible so that you can get these different cards. And I want to make sure I go over the full document, because this is necessary, you guys. You need to know these different statutes, like, for real. And maybe I'll start showing more things about this. But again, I'm not an attorney, consult with an attorney. But once I learned this stuff, y'all, this really changed my life. So I want to teach it to you all. But this is only episode 11 of Credit 101, the best episodes of Credit 101. Let's go over some more of the different episodes. If you do not have the membership, go ahead and get the membership. It's $1 trial down below for 7 days. And then also, if you're in a membership, download this. You're going to need this document, especially if you have negative accounts. So definitely download it so you can have it handy. See you guys in the next one. Hey, welcome to episode 12 of the best episodes of Credit 101. The original episode for Credit 101 is actually episode 32. Now, I created a different checklists. This is a checklist that maybe you want to just print out. It's just one page. It's not so detailed as the original checklist that I did create for you guys. That checklist was actually for episode 10. This is like a miniature one. It's a one pager. I like it. Something that you can just print out and you can just keep checking. You know how I say every 3 months or every month you should be checking your credit, or every year. Decide when you're going to be checking it. This is something that you can just have to just check off and make sure all your accounts is good. So you don't have to overthink it. Maybe you don't want to continue to go deep. Maybe you're going to forget certain steps when it come down to checking credit. This checklist can help you make sure that you stay on track. If you guys are watching this because you're already in a membership, go ahead and download it. Keep a copy of it, you guys. You're going to need it. You're going to need to continue to check your credit. I know, like me, I'm seeing so many credit reports. I can just skim through it and I can already see different errors. I can just see if there's something wrong. But if you're not always looking at it, then you need to have a checklist. And that's what this checklist is good for. And if you guys are not in a membership, and you can't just download it down below like the people that's in the membership, go ahead and get the membership. It's $1 for the first 7 days, and it's a $9.99 monthly fee for it. It's less than $10 a month, literally. So go ahead, and that's at the time recording. Let me say that because it's going to go up, because there's no way this should be $9.99. We're talking over 40 different downloads. We're talking personalized dispute letters, debt validation letter. We're talking about a lot of good stuff that you may pay $50 for by yourself. So I know it's cheap right now because I want people to have their credit together before the new year. Y'all have everything. Go ahead and download it. I have the link down below. Let's go over this guide. Now, with this guide, this checklist, you guys can use a simple checklist to basically review what's on your credit report. These can be regular checks to make sure that everything is good, you don't have any mistakes, and it's going to prevent issues, and from you, it's going to prevent you from hurting your credit in the future too. So make sure that you just go over this checklist. I would say at least every month. Okay. I know a lot of times, we're supposed to get our credit report every year. You can check it every year, but I just feel like if there's something wrong, you're gonna want to know about it right away. So I suggest you just check more often. Okay. So check to make sure your personal information is correct. Make sure that your full name is on here, and that's it. You don't want to have multiple names on your credit report. Check to make sure that you have your current and your previous addresses listed. Okay, with your social security number, make sure that the last 4 digits of your social security number is correct. And also with your date of birth, make sure your date of birth is accurate. And your employment history, make sure that it's current, or you have your past employers. In the last video, episode 10, I said, hey, if you think you're going to get sued, you're going to get garnished, be careful, because maybe you don't want to have your past employers on there. Go ahead and close the door, Chunk Chunk, and lock it. Now, the next one is you want to review the accounts and trade lines on your credit reports. So the account ownership, are all of your accounts yours? Do you have any authorized accounts that shouldn't be on there? Is the account status correct? The accounts that say open, are they really open? The accounts that say closed, are they really closed? The payment history, is it correct? Do you have any late payments on there? Do you have any late payments that's wrong? These are the different things you should look at. If you don't have late payments, but you should have one, we're not worried about that, okay? We worry about what's there that shouldn't be there, or that we don't really want to be there. The balance and the limits, are those accurate? You want to make sure that the balance that's reporting to these accounts are correct, and then also the limits are correct too. And then check the public records, check for the bankruptcy, see if you have any tax liens or judgments. We talked about how tax liens and judgments should not be on your credit report. And also within the membership, I created a letter that you guys can send in if you do have tax liens or any judgments. So go ahead and download that letter. And are the public records showing correctly or incorrectly, especially with those bankruptcies? These are things that you should look for. Also, review your inquiries. Those hard inquiries, those are ones where you actually do a full-on credit application, the ones that you authorize. Are there any inquiries on there that shouldn't be on there? You never apply for Capital One, but for some reason you got a Capital One inquiry from 4 months ago. That's something you need to call the credit bureaus and tell them they need to remove it because you did not authorize it. Also, with soft inquiries, and these are for those things that don't affect the credit score. These things you may not see when you really pull your credit report, the soft inquiries. Those are for those credit cards that say you can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry. That's what that is. Those soft inquiries, usually you're not going to even see it. You really don't have to worry about those too much. Now, collections and charge-offs. If you have collections and charge-offs, you just need to be ready to fight. And I'm being honest, because you don't want collections and charge-off really on your credit reports. And a lot of times with these collections and charge-off, you could possibly sue them and get these accounts off your credit reports. That's what I did. So that's why I always say you want to get ready to fight them, because you could possibly just get it removed. Are they paid? Are they unpaid? Are they even yours? Are the amounts listed correct, especially for those collections and the charge-offs too? Sometimes you'll see that maybe you had a Capital One account, maybe they sold it to Midland or something. You will see that they didn't even update the balance on Capital One end. They still got the balance the same. So now this new company, Midland Collection Company, asking you for money, and they asking for the same exact amount that Capital One still reporting. Like, did the charge off not report correctly? Like, are they supposed to be reporting zero balance? Look for these different things and make sure you guys dispute any errors. So if you find any mistakes, file a dispute with the credit bureaus. And then make sure you guys keep all your records, save copies of all your reports or any disputes. If you guys have to do disputes, you guys, we have dispute letters within this membership. But really, disputes, we go over it in particular if you want to really dive deep and you want to know about like how I sued Midland or how to set up these different things. These things are really inside of my exclusive credit membership, but you guys have dispute letters in here. And actually in the next episode 13 and 14, you got a dispute letter that you can technically send to the credit bureau. So you have this is the dispute letter. I have all of the documents and stuff that's inside the membership. I print them all out here so I can look at them while I'm recording these videos for you all. But you had a dispute letter, so if you see something that's incorrect, send a dispute letter in about it. And not only do you want to send out dispute letters for personal information, you need to just call the credit bureaus up. Inquiries, you need to just call them up. If you know for sure that you have an inquiry that should not be on your credit report, you really do not authorize it, and they do not want to remove it, like you call the credit bureaus and tell them to remove it, maybe you need to send out a letter certified mail. Anything you send them, you need to send a certified mail, because they're going to lie and say that they never got it. So you need to send it certified mail, and maybe you want to consult with an attorney and talk about permissible purpose, how you did not possibly give them authority. Not possibly, you did not give them authority to pull your credit reports. And how you have these fraudulent inquiries that should be removed from your credit reports. Don't forget, inquiries do drop and lower your credit score. And I did see denials talking about inquiries. So this is a big thing. So get the dispute letters. If you see anything wrong, go ahead and fix it. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Download that form if you guys are watching this in the membership. If you don't have a membership, like, what are you waiting on? It's $1 for 7 days. Not only is it $1 for 7 days, it's less than $10 a month. It's no excuse. You got so much stuff in here. I'll see you guys in the next video.